So today we're doing Project Dunk. I am going to go through a bunch of standards for ankle and knee strength to see how I stack up and see how much I have to go. So the first one today is ankle stability and strength. The first one is the tibialis raise, which I'm pretty decent at. What it does is strengthen up the front of your shin. There's a huge muscle there. I used to not know that. And this muscle plays a huge part in deceleration for when you're landing, when you're coming off of jumps. The standard for me here is to put my feet further from the wall and still be able to do 20 reps. I want to be able to do this as far out as I possibly can. Next is the single leg standing calf raise. The standard for this is a quarter of your weight for 10 reps. And this is actually really, really difficult. You're supposed to pause at the bottom and pause at the top, so it gets your ankle really stretched out and strengthens your ankle through the entire motion. Now, this is something that's really difficult for me. I'm doing this with just body weight right now as my baseline because I was struggling with it so much. Now, I was struggling a little bit more with my right side than my left side. I don't know if you can tell in the video, but it even looks like my left calf and ankle is a bit stronger than my right, although there does seem to be a little bit less flex. So in the future, I'll have to make sure that I'm really pausing at the bottom and the top on both legs. But this is just body weight. I need to get up to about 45 pounds for 10 reps. Now we have kind of a goofy looking calf raise. It's basically supposed to be a seated calf raise, but I don't have an actual seated calf raise machine. So this is what I do. I lean up against a wall like that and try to just flex straight up. And the standard for this is also a quarter of my body weight, so about 45 pounds for 10 reps. This is just meant to strengthen even more of your calf. What I've found is it strengthens the outer part of my calf on the top, and so it's kind of unique. It creates this cool shape on my calf. But for me, I can only do this with body weight right now, so I need to strengthen that up. Here we've got the Patrick Step Up, which its standard is 6 inches off the ground, and you're supposed to be holding your body weight and do it with 15 reps for a single leg. I am nowhere close to this. I've been doing this for a little bit, and I haven't even been doing it elevated off the ground. So this is my first time even getting a little bit of elevation and trying it. So it went pretty well today, but I have to work up to 175 pounds holding that, and this is really daunting. But on the bright side, this is the first time I've done it, and there was no knee pain. It only felt like strengthening. So I'm going to keep doing this, and this is going to play a key part in being able to dunk. This is called the ATG split squat. What you're supposed to do is be able to go all the way down to the ground, have your hamstring basically touch the bottom of your heel, and do it with half of your body weight. I can't even do this on the ground with no weight. My ankle just simply, or maybe it's my hip, simply doesn't allow me to go all the way down. So this is going to be one where I'm going to have to really, really stretch my hips and my ankles out to be able to get there. But hopefully I will. My main goal, though, is just to be able to get my butt and hamstring to cover my calf and my ankle. This is a really unique one. It's called the cot squat, and what you're supposed to be able to do is let your knees go all the way down to the ground, unassisted, touch, and then you go all the way back up. I can't do this because it really freaking hurts my knees, but I can go down to right about there without it feeling like it's going to pop, but not much more than that. And as for my actual jumping ability, I can touch rim. That's what I can do. I can jump up, and depending on the day, I can even like curl my fingers around it and maybe hold for half a second, which I don't think is too bad. But my actual jumping form, it isn't great, but that's in part to having crappy knees, just because when I go to jump and I really try to get speed behind it, my knees kind of start to hurt. So a lot of this ability that I'm doing is just making it so that I can jump consistently and get better at the actual jumping part without feeling like my knees are going to pop. So the more I do that, the more I'll be able to jump, and the more I jump, the better I'll get at it. And not only knee pain, but I'm sure the actual standards will help me be really strong when I jump. So the standards are the main thing that I'll be working on, not the actual jumping ability. Once my knees feel less pain when I jump, then it's all go. Then I'm going head first into being able to jump a couple times a week and really get better at jumping. But this is just the first step, and I think it's going to be really fun when I really commit myself to getting stronger legs and healthier legs, because it's also just something good for the long term. No one wants to have knee pain and like tiptoe around stuff. That's a huge thing that would bother me, is not dunking, not just because I was lazy, but because my knees hurt. And it's like, that sucks. So the only reason I'm not going after something I've wanted since I was a kid was because of pain. And it's like, man, I don't want to let pain get in the way of me. So I really hope that this knee ability stuff will work. And I'm just going to keep trying to add weight and do this while making sure that my knees don't actually hurt while I'm doing all this stuff. Because that's the main thing. Push through pain, or push through soreness and push through like muscle pain, but don't push through ligament and tendon pain. That's bad. That's bad. That cannot be good for you. So anyways, all I'm saying is I'm going to keep working on this 3 times a week. I'll be working my legs out like this, and once I'm pain free, then I'll be jumping a few times a week. And that's all I have for today. I will see you next week with my updates.